Hi and welcome to ABC 13 High School Highlights recap show for week number 4 in high school football. I am your host, Joe Gleason, and I'm here in the newsroom. We have a little contraption where we put the names in and out and we can roll the videotape, so I'm going to do it all from here. First game, our media partners at Vipe have Fort Bend Marshall ranked number 1 in 5A. They are taking on the number 5 team in 5A, Manville Mavericks. It was our ABC 13 game of the week. I was at that game, and it was a great game, so let's roll that videotape. Tucker Yarborough is weighted to be under center for the Mavs. Well, on the first drive, it ends when Frank Miller nearly takes his head off, forcing a punt. Buff's opening drive, 3rd and 14, Malik Hornsby hits Devon A-Chain, 40 yards. Hornsby throws for 120 yards and 2 TDs, 7-0 Marshall. Next drive, Mavs have it, 3rd and 15, great one-handed grab. Believe me, he caught it. Jalen Paxson to keep the drive alive. That sets up Yarborough to Jalen Walthall, 20 yards on the connection. As soon as that guy gets out of the way, 7-7, we are tied. Going into the game, the Mavericks look to slow down A-Chain. This helps John Abernathy Jr., the strip. Jaquee Neal there for the recovery. That sets up Donovan Eaglings. Touchdown from 2 yards out, giving some love to lineman Keith Gordon. Marshall later facing a 4th and 10. Malik Hornsby, one of, if not the best dual threat quarterbacks in the nation, tucks it for the first down. Then he runs it in from 6 yards. He ran for 106 yards on the game. That ties the score at 14. Mavs drive right back and retake the lead when Yarborough hits Jalen Paxton. Yarborough, 11 of 28, 208 yards and 3 TDs in the game. Marshall punt. Manville electing to get something going before the half. Yarborough to Walthall. Then a couple plays later, Zion Junkins, 25 yards, and the Mavs led 28-14 at the break. It's over, right? Wrong. Second play of the second half. Here comes Marshall, and there goes A-Chain. First half relatively quiet. Second half exact opposite. 63 yards to cut the lead to 28-20. Mavs next possession, 4th and 4. How much does Tucker Yarborough want to win this ball game? He tucks it. He runs it. He gets to the sideline and the first down to keep the drive alive. Next play, Jordan Vaughn, 28 of his 71 yards in the game, gives Manville a 35-20 lead with 8:16 to go in the third quarter. Start of the fourth, Luis Marino connects on a 35-yard field goal. Mavs up 38-20. It's over now, right? Wrong. You never count the game out when A-Chain and Hornsby are there. They connect 17 yards, 38-28 Manville. After a Yarborough fumble, A-Chain strikes again, 203 yards, 20 yards here to cut the lead to 38-34 with 5 minutes and 18 seconds to play. He is dynamic, and they love it at Hall Stadium. Fast forward, 38 seconds to play, same score. Hornsby scramble, finds Jalen Green for a first down. Tick, 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 tick. 13 seconds to play. Hornsby back to pass. He is sacked by Keelan Cox. Cox gets up and celebrates. Final play of the game. Hornsby buys time, throws it incomplete. Manville wins this one 38-34 in a thriller. They have the inside track to win 11-5A Division II. Really great game by both teams. Let's hear from them at the stadium.
You can't stop 5. You can give it up. You're not going to stop him. What you can hope for is to limit how bad he hurts you. And we did a little bit of that tonight, just enough to win the ball game.
The difference for us was, we had to make a little bit of adjustments to number 5, and we just conquered. Finish. That's what our coach always teaches. Just finish, coach.
The week was finish, and we
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, we just wanted to come out hard. We knew it was going to be a battle. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. We just wanted to come out and get that dub, play hard, play physical.
I wanted to win because, one, it's my senior year. I'll never play them again.
And we're trying to bring Hoka Hay back and Manville, and it's the place unselfish for your brothers, and that's what all of us did tonight.
Our motto that we live and die by is Hoka Hay. Hoka Day means it's a good day to play and die for your brothers. And I feel like we left that all on the field right now.
Joshua Cook for Vite Magazine out here at Hall Stadium. A big win for Manville tonight as they hand the Fort Bend Marshall their first loss in 17 games. The Buffs hadn't lost a game since 2017. Really the biggest difference in this game was the defensive unit of Manville, because early on they were able to stop Devon Cheney and Malik Hornsby. Later on, finally the Buffs got it going, but it was Kalen Cox at the end, got the huge sack of Malik Hornsby. So Manville with this win goes to 4-0 on the season, 2-0 in District 11, 5A D2, and you have to think that pretty much locks up the district championship for the Mavericks this season, which then in turn gives them a #1 seed in the playoffs down the road. It's still a ways to go, but this is a huge win for Manville in that way. And also, Tucker Yarbrough continues to play well. He continues to be the leading passer in the district, over 1,000 yards passing on the season for him. He continues to improve as well. I think this is a huge win for the Manville Mavericks as they beat Marshall tonight in this big District 11 5A D2 game.
All right, that was a great game and a big win for Manville. Thanks, Josh. Manville's next opponent is Northside, and Fort Bend Marshall will take on Sterling. Now, let's move on to 6A. The #5 team in Vite's 6A poll is Tompkins, and they are hosting Clear Creek over at Rhodes Stadium. Tompkins band's going to lead us into this one. Thanks to our photographer Doug Schertz for the in-focus pictures here. Falcons run for 432 yards in this one. Marquise Shoulders runs for 169. Jalen Milrow 129. This is R.J. Smith's second touchdown of the game to put Tompkins up 14-0. Now Clear Creek was trying to get some things going on offense. They have a couple runs up the gut. King Ketchum, the second one there. And then Andrew Dry goes deep to Ketchum for a big gain. That sets up Rayfield Conley from 9 yards out. But Tompkins, too much. They improved to 4-0. Next up for them, 3-1 Seven Lakes. Creek opens District Friday against Clearbrook. All right, our hearts go out to all the people in Huffman that are dealing with floodwaters. I've certainly dealt with that. And it's no fun, but just take it one day at a time. Hargrave, their game against Hardin Jefferson was canceled on Friday, so they needed to find a game, and they found one against Huntington. And we're going to roll that video. Senior Justin Shively gets us started. He hooks up with Garrett Hallbrooks. Then Shively to Paxton Pearson, who tips it and then catches his own tip. Great catch. Falcons demonstrating why they're so dangerous to score through the air and on the ground. This is A.J. San Miguel with a touchdown run. And look at sophomore Luke Thomas. Gets the pass, hurdles the defender for the score. Thomas also had a pick in the game. He is having a great year and is definitely somebody that has a bright future. Hargrave wins 51-14. They play at Concordia Lutheran Friday night. All right, let's go out to Tully Stadium for a game with Stratford hosting SCI Ridge. Let's roll that tape. Early first, SCI Ridge driving, but the pass by Isaiah Phillips is intercepted by Javion Brandon. Inside the 10, that ends the threat, still no score. Early second quarter, Rams on the move again. Direct snap to Leslie Wellington. He goes in from the 10 yards out, 7-0 Ridge. Later in the second, Ridge from the Stratford 47-yard line. Tristan Fletcher breaks out of the pack. He rumbles all the way down to the 7-yard line. Ridge settled for a 30-yard field goal, 10-0 lead. Late second, Dylan Shoemake fires to Joey Cobb. That gets him to the 15-yard line. Then A.J. Abbott finds Cobb for the 5-yard touchdown, cuts the lead to 10-7 at the half. Third quarter, Isaiah Phillips scrambles, then connects with the wide-open Lejeune Patterson, 17-7 Rams. Stratford rallied in the fourth. Abbott on the keeper all the way to the 1-yard line. That sets up a touchdown to cut the lead to 17-14. Later in the fourth, Spartans driving. Quarterback is Dylan Shoemake to Diego Denson, who finds his way to the 3. From there, Shoemake sneaks it in, and Stratford takes its first lead, 21-17 with 6 minutes to play. Late in the game, same score. Phillips goes deep. It's intercepted. That sealed it. Stratford wins this one 27-17. All right, a big game out in Klein. We're going to go to Cline and Klein Kane. Let's roll that video. Big night for quarterback Luke Pardee. 15-21 for 225 yards and touchdowns to Cole Monago, 2 to Matthew Golden, including this nice 49-yard touchdown. Sophomore Jaden Blue continues to impress, 23 carries for 245 yards and 2 scores. Klein Kane beats Klein 52-42, thanks to Luke's dad, Ted Pardee, for sending us these highlights and giving us permission to use them. Wharton hosted El Campo for the 100th time these two schools have met. Ricebirds win this one 31-13, but cool thing happened before the game. They dedicated the stadium and renamed it after the late Coach Eddie Joseph, the Eddie Joseph Memorial Stadium. Unveiling 14 years without a losing record. Coach Joseph coached out at Wharton. He is, of course, the father of Katy head coach Gary and Aldine Davis head coach Scott Joseph. The family was very honored and touched.
It's quite an honor for our father and what he's done and what he meant to the people of Wharton. Our mother, we're very thankful that she gets to be here as part of this recognition and things. But just to know, the kind of man he was and the people he helped, grow up to be young men is an awesome feeling, because we got guys here that played for him in 1967, 1970, even through Scott's years and stuff. So it's quite an honor for us to be here tonight.
All right, what an honor for the Joseph family there, and that's a good place for us to end it this week. That's a look at week 4. My name is Joe Gleason. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm very active, at Joe A. Gleason, at Joe A. Gleason. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week when we recap week 5.